trinket. Hello and welcome to Everything to Guppy, the Binding of Isaac podcast that covers every trinket, and trinket, and then is also boss and characters in the Binding of Isaac series of video games. My name is Gary Butterfield, and with me as always is Wiggle Will's more challenging cousin, Ouroboros Will.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, hello.
How's it going? It's me, Ouroboros Will.
Ouroboros Will, are you eating an entire roast? What's up with your voice?
No, you dumbass. I'm eating my own ass.
Oh, how is it? Does it feel good?
It feels simultaneously delicious and horrible.
How do you know when you're done with ass eating?
I get when I've reached a point where I can't reach any more of me.
Okay. Got you. Do you need me to get like a shoehorn to like pop you out of there?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Gary, I've grown tired of this bit.
Oh, it's a good thing I popped you out of it.
Yeah.
Right in time.
Yeah, perfect timing. Gary, we're simpatico, I would say.
Today we're pretty synced. We're drift compatible.
Oh, for sure, Gary. Like in Pacific Rim 2.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Pacific Rim, would you like to eat your ass on audio again?
I think I've done it just the one time.
Okay.
I think. Gary, but now you've reminded me that you don't like the sword button in Pacific Rim, and we're back on one of our classic fights.
I do hate it.
My God, we had such a good conversation about Fallout in the Slack today.
If I liked the rest of Pacific Rim more, I think the sword thing wouldn't bother me that much.
Yeah, for sure.
I was a little bored during the whole thing, and then I was just like, oh, this is stupid. Like,
yeah,
it pushed it from boring to contemptible to me.
Yeah, I completely understand it while loathing everything that it says about you.
Yeah. You want things to be solved by a big button that somebody presses that makes that thing happen.
And has GLaDOS say it.
Yeah.
Because it's GLaDOS in that. GLaDOS is in that.
I like GLaDOS.
But we had a good Fallout conversation in the Slack today, by which I mean a very bad Fallout conversation in the Slack today.
Sure. It's because you treat human conversations the same way Brayton does board games, where you're just playing kind of both sides against the middle.
Gary, do you understand how fucked up it is that you're referring to a Slack chat in the Guppy channel as a human conversation?
Yeah, well, you do it outside of that channel too.
Less so, though. Less so.
Like, I think if that channel has that property, I think there's probably a common denominator there.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
I mean, I've said it before. The Guppy Slack channel is largely a place for people who are not us to attempt to copy Guppy energy at us.
Sometimes.
And
then also sometimes just like random video games. Like, I don't know how Fallout came up in there. Someone was just like, hey, Fallout.
I think it's literally Everything to Puppy, a.k.a. Broverdown, who is very mad at you for saying they would buy your shitar.
Sure.
Was playing Fallout 4 along with you for WoF and decided to talk about it in Guppy chat.
There's a very specific channel about that where conversations have been going on for the last month or so.
I know.
I mean, I think my original question still stands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Not editing that out.
Yeah, we're talking about it in the green room. Green like snot because
I was about to say greener than you. Oh, is your snot green, Gary?
No.
I was about to say it means you have an infection.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I actually haven't seen any of it because I can't seem to release any of it. But my guess is no.
Okay.
It's really up there. It needs to decide. It's like,
yeah, we got to send in a little Martin Short to get it out of you.
That'd be incredible. Like, I would love to interspace my sore throat.
Would you want to interspace yourself?
Ooh, no. It'd be like, you know how if you like work at the back of a restaurant, you can't eat there anymore?
Yeah.
If I worked on the back of this side, I don't think I could do anything anymore.
Yeah, you just know, like, I think even just like seeing your heart pumping along for a little bit would really upset you.
Oh, yeah. This isn't related at all, but it's just my brain is thinking.
Sure.
You know how you and I get into, we have a lot in common. We get into fun fights.
we get into the funnest fights around.
You know what? Something I think that you and I are 100% drift compatible about?
What's that?
I can't think of anyone else in the world who is going to be with me, and you will surprise me if you deny this premise.
Uh-huh.
But is with me in the not wanting to watch myself in a sex video. Like, that sounds like a real specific kind of torture, right? Or
yeah,
are you kind of into it?
Boy, I don't. Yeah, Gary, I don't want to see that. What
yeah,
would be
I
sexy
really
about
don't want
that?
to see it. The idea that people do that blows my mind.
I have perfectly fine body image, which is to say I have accurate body image. I love myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think when I am looking for things that I find titillating or tantalizing, they rarely involve a 300-pound, extremely hairy, bald man kind of listlessly thrusting until he gets out of breath.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Why
the fuck are we talking about this on a podcast my mom listens to?
I didn't think about that part. Hey, Will's mom.
Hey, Mom.
I was just thinking about how much I don't.
Looking forward to your trip. Can't wait to spend Christmas with you. It's going to be great.
This is going to be the year I meet your mom, and she's going to have questions. How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Father.
Ooh.
They're making that one.
Oh, and then there's also, I mean, at some point it was a subplot in this show that I married your mom, right?
Oh, I'm sure, Gary. Given the Oedipal tensions that run all throughout Duckfeed, yeah, I imagine.
There is a real people fathering each other.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of sires going around in Duckfeed.
Yeah. Remind me, are you Cole's dad or is Cole your dad?
Cole's my grandpa, but he is my son.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He's got too much grandpa energy to be my
Gary,
dad.
stop writing Andy Griffith songs.
Never. We got to the most unusable of the worms.
This is a joke item.
Yeah, what? Come on.
Again, this is Ouroboros worm. What, Gary?
I said I defy somebody to play with this item.
So what this does is cause your tears to form, instead of firing at things, they fire in a big spiral away from you. They're spectral, so they just keep going.
Yep.
And then sometimes they also have homing.
It's a wide spiral,
This is a widening gyre.
Yes. So you can't, the thing that's right in front of you can hit.
Gary, this falcon can't hear this falconer for fuck.
Thinking about that. What's that a reference to?
That is a reference to the William Butler Yeats poem, The Second Coming, which opens with turning and turning in the widening gyre, the falcon cannot hear the falconer.
Gotcha.
Things fall apart, the center cannot hold, and mere anarchy is loosed upon the world. Everywhere, the blood Tim?
Who's Blood Tim?
Hey.
I knew I could stop you from doing poetry by bringing up Blood Tim.
Yeah,
Hey, Blood Tim. Hey.
You got a Band-Aid?
Yeah. Here you are.
Okay. You got about 600 of them?
Yeah, let's make a mummy.
How I Met Your Mummy.
I made your mummy. Well, Blood Tim got a bunch of Band-Aids.
The point of this one, this is a fucking joke. This is it's a black worm. It's circular, and it's just, you can't use it is the thing.
I'm looking at all the different worm effects, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ringworm is the version of this that's kind of useful, or not useful, but usable. Not good. You don't want it, but you can hit things with it. And then hookworm is also kind of hard to hit things with, but is kind of fun. This is the one that you can hit things that are right next to you, or they're all the way across the room. And if they're in between, you cannot.
Yeah. If you have brimstone, you can maybe make this work.
And it's cool looking.
It's great. Brimstone. It looks great.
Yeah.
This is a good one to pick up for a minute and be like, oh, that's funny. And then put back down.
Fuck this shit. Yeah. This is it is a joke. It is, in terms of its actual efficacy, I think it's a contender for the worst trinket.
It makes the game very hard to win.
The worst in terms of efficacy. Not necessarily the worst in terms of interest or flavor.
Gary, what if we turned Guppy into an Ouroboros? What if we finish all the items and then just the last episode is also Sad Onion?
Let's do we keep going at that point, or we just end at that?
I think we just end there. But when we do Sad Onion, we try to recreate the episode word for word.
Ooh, like a script. But can I play the Will part and you play the Gary part?
Gary, of course. It's always the whole point. Gary, the whole point of this show is for me to become you.
That is a really fun idea of taking the script and you playing each other. I bet that'd be funny.
I bet it would be funny for about a minute, and then we get bored.
Yeah. It'd be funny for us for a second.
Yeah. Everything to Guppy, funny for us for a second.
And I think we could boost it by another 30 seconds if we started trying to do an impersonation. Like, what's your best Gary? Give me your best.
Geez, Gary, you really put me on the spot here.
Let's do it.
Doesn't seem so smart to me.
Yep. Got it in one.
Got it in one.
Got it in one.
And then what's your best, Will?
What's my best, Will? Like, I don't know. I can't do it, Chris Kohler.
You made me sound like Obama.
Yeah. Will, my name is Will. That's my best Obama.
Yeah?
Doing his best Will.
That's the word best, doing a lot of work.
Just best does not imply quality.
It's true.
It's a relative term, you know? Yeah. That's why the best little whorehouse in Texas sucks shit.
Best little whorehouse in Texas?
Yeah, the best little whorehouse and sexist.
Gary, if people enjoy the show, what should they do?
What's your best coal? Do you got a coal?
Gary, none of you have good enough voices for me to have like good impressions of.
Good enough.
Like neither of you is like interesting enough to have an impression.
Sure. Yeah. You got us there. People would say I think that Cole has a very distinctive voice that you could impersonate, but I can't do it.
Yeah.
Jeremy says y'all. Patreon.com.
Hex crank.
The Patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Hex crank.
Yeah. Oh, I like horror games. I've been playing an indie horror game on Hexcrank.
I'm baby.
Stream Chrono Cross.
I'm streaming Chrono Cross and House of Ashes.
Enjoy the House of Ashes.
I'm personally polite in all my interactions.
But I seethe with rage. Then there's also ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts or Podcast Addict.
Like this one left by, and this makes me nervous, Guppy Fan 69.
Yeah, they do.
I realized during the used diaper episode that I've never left a review for ETG, despite having listened to every episode from the start. An accomplishment that my wife is very proud ? Of me for. Gary and Will have some of the best chemistry in podcasting, making banter flow and bits flourish. Yes, even toothpicks. Had to do my due diligence, and I sincerely hope that ETG never ends. P.S. When is the KHC coming back? Never! 5 stars.
It was very sweet. Did you add the never, or did they?
I added the never, yes.
Okay. Yeah, it was a very sweet review.
I mean, everything to Guppy will, of course, end either when we hit the Patreon tier,
yep,
or we run out of Isaac stuff.
Or Kingdom Hearts gets brought up again.
Yep, one more time.
Yep. We're on our last strike. I should have mentioned that several strikes ago, but I just...
That'd be funny in baseball if they didn't tell you how many you got.
Yeah, that's part of the game. You had to guess if it counted as a strike.
Social deduction baseball, yeah. Gary?
Ooh, what good information.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. You've combined a lot of boring things there.
Imagine watching it. Like the pitcher's just thinking.
The pitcher's got his little clue checklist. And he's like,
yeah, like he seems to be filling out the grid.
Oh, I think the shortstop is the seer.
Oh, good night.
Good night.